Ladies and gentlemen, game week 22 is in the books. Here are the game week 23 predictions. I will just go over last week very, very quickly. And the reason why I'm going over it so quickly is because James did a little better than me. I ended up with 4 points. James ended up with 6. A couple kind of, I think, standouts probably for you, James, were you pulled Wolves beating Liverpool. You actually had the stones to do that. So credit where credit's due on that one. Spurs beating Man City as well. You had the stones to do that one as well. And then you also were able to call the Newcastle West Ham draw too, which was very, very impressive. My kind of saving grace for the whole week, I was able to call the Manchester United game with the correct score, so I got a little bonus point there, but that's really it for me. So James, 6 points for you, 4 points for me, leaves our overall standings. I'm at 109, James at 112, 3 point lead now, better than a 1 point lead, but I'm going to claw it.
Wait, am I down by 2 or am I?
No, you're up by 3.
Oh, I'm up by 3.
112 for you, 109 for me.
In.
But like I say, I'm clawing it back this week. I can feel it. I'm going to start this week.
One good week for me, and then it turned into a really bad week.
Oh dear, I know. Trust me. And like now, I've just said that, I'm just cursing myself too. Right, we'll go a little more quick fire this week, but I'm going to take it away first here. London derby, like they all are, James. West Ham United versus Chelsea. I think this is a really weird one. Like I say, Chelsea, I don't know what to do with Chelsea in terms of predictions at the moment. I'm finding it basically impossible. Because again, look at the talent of the squad. Look at what the squad could be. You know, this incredible team of talented players with, you know, João Felix, Mudryk coming in, all this money being spent, boom, 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 Enzo Fernandez on the books, all this great stuff, and the results really aren't there. And the team doesn't play the way the quality of the players should. West Ham, alternatively, as well. Again, that's a massively underperforming team as well. David Moyes at West Ham. I'm going to just go on the basis that Chelsea are probably going to remain quite toothless, and I think West Ham are going to just do that kind of, you know, we saw Sean Dyche do it so well against your Arsenal. We'll do some sort of low block, something to just nullify the game. I'm going to go 0-0 West Ham United versus Chelsea. James, who have you got in that one?
So West Ham have a decent record at home against Chelsea in the previous games that they've played at West Ham. Chelsea don't look inspiring at all, Jack. Just watching the game against Fulham, they had chances, but overall you just didn't feel like they had enough to really take the game to Fulham, and Fulham probably could have nicked it. And I feel like West Ham have the quality. It's just, can they like overall take the chances that they're gonna get? This game is screaming like a 0-0 or like a draw. Well, I'm gonna back West Ham here. I'm gonna say 2-1 West Ham.
Nice. I rate it. See, James, you keep pulling out some of these like quote-unquote shock games, and it seems to be going your way at the moment. I don't know what to say. Moving on to Fulham versus Nottingham Forest, James. I'm going to stay with you for this one. Fulham have obviously been amazing this season. Nottingham Forest, not so good, but kind of coming a little better. Fulham, a little bit ropey over the last few games, and Forest seem to be kind of picking it up. Do you see Forest getting the win, or are Fulham going to stay strong here?
Forest are unbeaten in their last 5 games, Jack. We keep on mentioning the fact of, they're not good, they're this, they're that, Jack. They're 13th. You're 13th in the Premier League right now, not looking down, looking up. You know, if for some reason they've made these huge signings, but it seems to be coming together right now. I'm liking what they're doing. And Fulham, I don't know what they're going to be. Some weeks they're on it, other weeks we don't seem to see the consistency level that we're going to that we should be expecting. I'm going to sit down the middle here, Jack, and I'm going to say 1-0.
James, literally for the exact same reasons you said, I'm going for the same thing. I'm going for 2-2 though. I think that Forest have enough about them, and there's enough kind of energy and juice in that Forest team to be able to really get at Fulham. But then I also think that Fulham are at home. Fulham have talented players. Fulham have Alexander Mitrovic, and they'll be able to do stuff as well. So to me, kind of an exciting one. I realise how risky I'm being. My first 2 games, I've picked 2 draws. I know how difficult that is going to be to pull off, but I'm just going with my gut on these ones. Just going on my gut. Leicester City welcoming Tottenham to town. Difficult one for me. I don't know how Spurs are going to react to that victory over Manchester City. I mean, that's it. That was a huge result, obviously. Then the news about all these Man City allegations coming out as well. Again, Leicester City, I feel like I say the same stuff every single week. They do have players who can operate outside of tactical, sophistication and operation. They do have players who can just belt a ball in from deep, and you just go, well, how the hell did they do that, right? So I think Leicester are scary, but I've got a feeling that Man City win might really unite this Spurs team, and maybe this Spurs team will go on a bit of a run now. It's just my prediction. Kane getting that all-time Spurs record as well, that's probably only just going to boost him and motivate him as well. I'm going to say Leicester 1, Spurs 3. I think they get back to kind of higher scoring games. James, who have you got?
Jack, I got to agree with you here from the point of view of the result. Leicester City, just a seesaw season, kind of got their season back on track in the last few games, especially beating Aston Villa 4-2. That's a massive, massive result from there. But that win for Tottenham was massive, and you're kind of waiting for them to go on a bit of a run. Right. You look at recent games, especially against Leicester, home and away, Jack, they've got some decent victories there. So I'm going to say Spurs in a high-scoring game. I'm going to say 4-2 Tottenham.
Oof. Nice.
Last game also was 6-2, Jack, so...
Also, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Leicester's game last week, they were in a 4-2 game as well. So, again, they're not incapable of it.
And Jack, just two more things. The last two games at the King Power Stadium, 4-2 to Tottenham and also 3-2 to Tottenham. And you also remember last year with that crazy game where they're 2-1 down and Tottenham ended up scoring 2 late goals in the last minute.
I do remember that actually. Yes, I do remember. I remember refreshing my phone and being like, "What the hell happened?"
Oh, craziness! And think about that was the difference between them getting Champions League and not getting Champions League. Crazy.
James, arguably, I mean, it may not sound like it, but arguably the most interesting game of the week. How does Arsenal react from the Everton game and up against a decent proposition in this Brentford team? This is kind of going to be fascinating to see where Arsenal are at after that kind of shock loss, I guess we could kind of call it. I'm going to, leave this to you to take away.
First time losing in a while in the Premier League. Of course, it took a bit of a shock going against an Everton team, but Sean Dyche, we know what happened there. It's all about the response. Every time we've been questioned this year, we've answered, and I think that we will answer this game. We're back at home. We haven't lost at home this season. I'm going to say, Jack, 2-0 to Arsenal.
2-0. Yeah, I'm going 2-1. I think that this Arsenal team will bounce back, but I think they're going to bounce back a little bit tentatively. I think there's going to be a teensy bit of fear of failure, because, the idea being that, luckily Man City lost, because if not, they've kind of gotten away with one, that the gap closes and all that kind of stuff. So I do think Arsenal win. I'm going to say 2-1, but I do think it's a little bit tentative. I can see Brentford maybe scoring a shock early goal and then Arsenal just going on to win, or Arsenal score, Brentford score, Arsenal score, that kind of way of going about things. I just think Arsenal will have too much, especially at home. And like you said, James, this is going to be an unbelievably motivated side. And, God knows what Mikel Arteta's been saying to them all week as well. James, Palace, Brighton, I'll be totally honest with you. This is the first time that I've actually looked at previous results and previous games to try and help my choices and my picks here, because I didn't really know what to make of Palace versus Brighton, especially at Selhurst Park. I've gone with 1-1 though. You look at the previous results, you look at kind of the way that they've panned out. A lot of the times it's draws, a lot of the times it's 1-1s. So I'm going to just say that continues. I think Palace will have enough to probably just prevent Brighton a little bit. And then Palace, again, we know similar to Leicester in many ways, they do have a couple of those game changers where De Zerbi can kind of be like, right, here we have them, we've got them all sorted, and then Zaha or Eze or somebody can do something wild, and there we are with 1-1. Who have you got in that one, James?
Jack, you look at Crystal Palace previous games, it hasn't been great. 3 losses, 2 draws, and on the other hand, you look at Brighton, they've been flying from the point of view. They've beaten Liverpool twice, haven't lost in the last 4. Were able to beat Bournemouth away in the last game. You got Matuma playing out of his absolute skin. He's probably going to get a big move, but I think Crystal Palace is going to be able to get at least something from it. I don't see them getting a positive result from the point of view of a win, but I see them getting a point. I'm going to stick with you, and I'm going to say, Jack, 1-0.
1-0, nice. James, staying with you. Southampton against a very, very buoyant Wolves team who just came off beating Liverpool. How do you see this one shaking out?
The fact that it's Liverpool, every team seems to beat Liverpool right now, so you can't really take much from it. But
right.
I mean, overall, it's overall hard to predict because Southampton,
I know.
it's so terrible because
Yep.
you predict they're not going to do something and they end up doing it. But this year, you look at what they've given you, Jack, it hasn't been great. You know, the last 5 games, they've only had one win, and that was against Everton. It's almost like you play Everton under Frank Lampard, it was guaranteed win. But based on the history of this game, Wolves have the upper hand. Wolves came off a massive result from Liverpool, as much as you can't really take much from that right now. Wink, wink, I'm only playing. But I'm going to say Wolves are going to get all 3 points in this game. I'm going to stick with 1-0 Wolves, Jack.
Yeah, look, Jack, all of your concerns there, I totally get you. You and I are both going to pick Wolves in this game, and Saints probably win 4-0 and look like league champions. I'm going with Wolves too. Again, guys, I think Julian Lopetegui is one of the, this is a top 10 manager in this league, and you might be thinking, whoa, where the hell's that coming from? But seriously, Julian Lopetegui is a really, really good football manager. It's unbelievable. Again, we've mentioned this in previous videos as well, James. You don't just get offered Real Madrid roles because you're an average guy. This is a real guy. There's been some good investment, and again, my thing historically with Wolves has always been the talent in the squad is there. It's competitive up there with some of the very best in the league. There's some players part of this Wolves squad who could play for a lot of top teams across Europe. So again, and with their January transfer as well, I believe they got Pablo Sarabia as well. So again, it's just all looking good for Wolves, and I'm picking them pretty early here for a really, really good 2023-2024 season when that rolls around as well. But I just think they keep the train rolling here in terms of their recent better form. I'm going to go with 3-1 to Wolves. James, did you have 1-0 Wolves there?
Yes. No, 1-0. Yeah, 1-0 Wolves. Sorry.
1-0 Wolves. Right, staying with me, another kind of relatively easy game. Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Yeah, I think Newcastle keep a clean sheet, and I think Newcastle score a couple goals. I'm going 2-0 Newcastle. Newcastle are a great team at the moment, in my opinion, to do predictions for, because you really do know what you're going to get, and you kind of know where this team is heading. So again, that's a nice, easy one for me. Even though it's at Bournemouth, I think 2-0 Newcastle for that one.
Newcastle are the draw specialists in the Premier League, Jack. The last 4 games, Jack, they've drawn. The last 5 games, they've drawn 4 of them. You look, I think that they've already, have 10 draws already in the Premier League, something crazy like that. But Jack, as you said right now, I totally agree with the prediction and also the result. I don't see Bournemouth scoring. I see Newcastle keeping a clean sheet, and you mentioned 2 goals there. I see 2 goals going in for Newcastle. I'm going to stick with the 2-0.
Lovely stuff. Right, James, going to stay with you. We do have a football match being played tonight. It's Wednesday the 8th, and that is Leeds versus Manchester United. Obviously, that is from a previous game week. James and I are just doing game week 23 here. But James, tonight's game, Leeds versus Manchester United, the game of the weekend is also going to be Leeds versus Man United. So you tell me what's happening in this one.
That's quite hard to be playing each other back to back. It's almost like a Champions League game going on. But again, let's see what happens today, because that might play a little bit of a factor in player psyche. But every game is obviously different. I expect Manchester United to get 2 wins. I'm going to say Man United are going to go away to Leeds and win 3-1. 3-1.
Yep. Look, James, I got 3-2. I don't think. Oh, sorry. Just giving you Leeds 3-1 there. Sorry. Look, James, I agree with you. I'm not giving Leeds any kind of major credit for this one. The reason why I've gone 3-2, Casemiro is a big miss. Casemiro is a huge miss. Obviously, there was that fight in the Crystal Palace game, and again, I think Erik ten Hag made some good points about VAR and consistency and all that stuff. But this Manchester United team are now incredibly deep enough, and have been deep enough for a while to be able to deal with these kind of players going missing. To be able to handle it. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a bit scary, because I think Manchester United win convincingly tonight. I'm not going to lie to you, especially if a new manager's been hired and he's been able to have a couple of training sessions and Very scary. We saw what happened with Sean Dyche and Everton. This weekend could potentially be a scary one, and I might look back at both our predictions here and think that we were a bit naive. But I guess we'll have to see. Yeah, 3-2 in that one for me. I think Leeds get an additional goal. Man City, Aston Villa. How do Man City bounce back? It's been one of the worst weeks in the club's history. All these breaches of financial regulations and conditions. They might be out of the league. They might be stripped of titles. They might get a slap on the wrist. All this kind of stuff going on, and all of that on top of the fact that they also lost to Spurs. Terrible week for Man City. Pep Guardiola saying that he's going to leave if the club are found to have done any wrongdoing as well. How do they react? I think they react by winning, but it's Unai Emery, and I don't think this is a positive vibes, Man City way, let's try and beat Arsenal. I think this is a very kind of workman-like routine for Manchester City here against Unai Emery. So I'm going 1-0 Manchester City against Aston Villa.
I see Manchester. Last time they played was for the top. At home. Last time Man City played Villa was for the title at home. They came back 3-2 in a thrilling game. I see it playing out a little bit similar, but the point of view of I see Baby Villa taking a 2-1 lead in Manchester City with all the controversy, with everything going on. They storm back and get a win. I'm going to say 3-2 Man City again.
Oof. Man, what a point of the season that would be. James, finishing us off here, Merseyside derby. Kind of a relegation battle these days, these two.
Oh,
that's so rude. I'm so sorry.
Jack, damn. I don't know what to make of this. Like, for real, I really don't know what to make of this. Liverpool are struggling beyond belief. Everton obviously got the new manager in. It is at home. It is at Anfield. In maybe the fact that Anfield does play a big part, I'm going to say Liverpool are just going to scrape a victory out of this, which is I find it hard to believe. I want to say Everton's going to win. I hope Everton wins. 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. James, I am going for it. I think Everton have this one 1-0. Look, I think I've kind of taken a leaf out of your book here with a bit of a bold prediction, but look, I'm gonna go for this. A lot of stuff's come out recently as well about this great atmosphere that Anfield has. After You'll Never Walk Alone, they have a dead stadium, or at least that's what the fans are saying. So for me, I think Sean Dyche is going to know exactly how to deal with this Jurgen Klopp team, exactly how to do that. And again, James, all Everton and all Sean Dyche need is one. All they need is one. And I think they'll get one. I think it will be, to a certain extent, James, I think it might even be kind of a carbon copy of that Arsenal game. Obviously, it scares me a little bit that they're going to be away from Goodison Park. I think that'll change things a bit. But I just think the way Liverpool are playing now, Everton will be able to go in quicker. What is it? Snatch and grab. What's it called?
Snatch and grab.
Yeah, snatch and grab kind of victory here. Maybe another James Tarkowski header. Who knows? But yeah, I've got Everton winning that one.
Just remember, Sean Dyche, a Burnley team, was the first team to beat Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp at Anfield for like 70-something games or something like that. Remember in 2021. So as I said, Jack, I want to go for it, but I'm going to stick with the 2-1.
Yeah, look, I don't blame you. And guys, listen, there's this great channel called The Coach's Voice, and Sean Dyche breaks down his 4-4-2 that he was using at Burnley and just the way of doing that. And again, he gets made fun of a lot. Of course he does. But, this is a really, really good football manager who knows what he's doing. Guys, thank you very, very much for watching. Obviously, as per usual, we want to see your predictions down in the comments section. Drop a like on the video as well if you like what you've seen. And scroll down if you're not subscribed. Do us a favour and hit that subscribe button. James and I would really appreciate it. James, anything else from you, mate?
Guys, like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be late. I'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you.